The last thing I want to touch up on before I open up to questions is on how we can make a difference specifically. I'll give you a few tips to take home and to think about. In terms of water being wasted, you need to think about this. 75% of all water is being used in the bathroom, right? At home, right? So when you're going back home, 75% of the water we use is in the bathroom. Of the water consumption, 28% is in the toilet alone. Okay? So how can we, another thing that I wanted to bring up is water consumption is not just in the actual water that you see, right? The water that we drink, the water that flows out of the faucet or the flushes. Water is used in everything that we consume. And to show you some of the stats that go into this, for each liter of milk that we drink, 1,000 liters of water was used. Now, if you think about this, it's a little bit shocking. It's like, how does that work? Okay, where does the cow get its water from to produce the milk? The cow needs to drink. The cow needs to drink a lot of water in order to end up producing the milk that you use. For a piece of paper, one piece of paper, 10 liters of water goes into it. For one piece of paper, right? For one piece of steak, 4,500 liters of water goes into it. Right? So if you want to conserve water, become a vegetarian. Right? No, I'm kidding, but like, try and reduce, literally, one of the worst problems in terms of environmental sustainability is the food that we eat. Right? It's not sustainable, especially because we're importing all of our food here. Now, I'm not saying we should all go vegetarian, but consider it. Consider it into everything that goes into our carbon footprint. Apples, pots of coffee, water is used in everything that we consume. Now, how do we save water, which is a more important part of this? If you shorten your shower time by just 2 minutes, so I'm saying you reduce your shower from 30 minutes to 28, right? You can save 40,000 liters of water per year, right? Think about reducing your shower from 30 minutes to 5, and you can scale that up a lot. So think about the easy things that you can do at home. Remember, 75% of the water that we consume is in the bathrooms. So if you change your faucets in your shower heads to low flow, you can reduce your water consumption by 40 to 50% just by doing that. One of the simplest solutions, as you saw, 28% of water is consumed in the toilet alone. Take a plastic bottle, any of these bottles that you drink from, fill it up with sand or stones, and put it in your flush tank. We never actually use all of the water that comes down in the flush, right? So think about saving water in flushes. Put a dual flush system. If you don't have a dual flush system, just put some of these bottles in there. It displaces water, and therefore you save a lot. Wait until your dishwasher is full. Simple solutions. When you're washing your car, don't just use a hose and spray everything. Use a bucket. There are tons of these solutions on websites that I can share with you later at the end of the presentation. Now, in terms of energy wasted, we talked a little bit about some of the shocking stats about how if you raise your thermostat, you can save so much energy. But think about the fact that 75% of electricity consumed in electronics is consumed when the device is actually off, when we're not using it. Computers, stereos, TVs, etc. Smart plugs can switch those off and cut that off. 90% of the energy consumed in typical bulbs is used in heat, is emitted as heat, right? So how do you save energy? Quite simply, the first one, change your bulbs. Very simple solution. And now bulbs don't actually have to look that bad. These are some new fancy designs of bulbs. The light of CFLs are emitted warm light. People usually complain about CFLs being not warm enough for home use. They do have warm light produced from it. Each bulb of CFL consumes only 18% of a regular bulb, right? 18%. If you look at the numbers, in terms of carbon emissions, in terms of money you save, the payback period on one of these bulbs is just a few months. Like literally just a few months to replace your bulbs. Other things you can do, reduce the energy you use for your water heater, right? Insulate it, use less water in the shower. By using less water, you heat less water. Use a microwave whenever you can. Reduce the thermostat temperature. When you leave your room, don't leave your room at 18 degrees Celsius. Raise it up to 26, 27. When you come back in, drop it again. Right? Just by raising it by 1 degree Celsius, you saw the numbers that I showed you earlier. That's 1 degree Celsius. Think about if you raise it from 18 to 28, 10 degrees Celsius, how much energy you can save. Especially when you're not in the room. I'm not talking about increasing the temperature when you're in the room. I'm talking about increasing the temperature when you leave the room. Right? When nobody's in the room, nobody needs the energy. Energy efficiency is about using the energy only when it is needed. Right? Not about reducing the energy and hurting your comfort. Other things I want to talk about lastly is in reduction and reuse. So if we think about reusing and recycling, of course recycling energy always uses less energy than making it from scratch. So if you're recycling an aluminum can, you save 95% of the energy. So think about that, just one can. Instead of creating a new one, you recycle one, you save 95% of the energy. It takes 100 years for a can to decompose. So think about all the waste again that is being in the landfills, etc., etc. And by recycling 1 ton of paper, you save 17 trees, right? These stats are shocking. We need to take this into consideration into everything we do. From our homes, from the university, from our offices, wherever we are, we need to take into consideration sustainability. And just one glass bottle recycled can save enough energy to run your TV for a whole hour and a half, right? So what I want us to all take away from this presentation, this talk, is we all need to learn. I'm going to show some resources here that help you in learning. These are some of the local websites. They have tons of links to international websites, but these are phenomenal sources for local websites. If you want to write them down, I can provide this to you later. It's go-green.ae, ecotribe.ae. The other one that I really like is gonelook.com. If you're not a fan, I mean, join them on Facebook. They have constant news feeds, constant updates on everything environmental sustainability in the UAE, and it's a great source for anything green. So I want you to learn. I want you to go and find the tips that you can implement in your daily life. But more importantly, you need to act. Right? You need to take what you learn and make a difference. One way you can do is there's a non-profit organization, you know, Amna has heard of this before, it's Net Impact. And this is all about making a difference. Not just in your home, but also in your community, in your workplace, in the university. It's making a difference in environmental sustainability. Right? So if you want to make a difference, go to the website, sign up, and help us make a difference and actually educate people in terms of environmental sustainability. And lastly, I'll just put up some information on the company that I'm part of, and I'll